LAFC defeats Inter Miami at home in front of Steph Curry, in front of Kendall Jenner, in front of Becky G, in front of Jimmy Butler, in front of Lionel Richie.
They were all there?
Who would you be most nervous to play in front of?
My idol Griezmann, man. My idol Antoine Griezmann.
More than Kendall Jenner, bro?
Yeah, 100%.
More than Kendall Jenner, bro? I'd be nervous as hell playing in front of Kendall Jenner, bro. Or even Becky G, man. That's crazy. CONCACAF Champions is in full effect as LAFC gets a big result against an Inter Miami side that going into this game was 14 games undefeated. Their last loss being that Atlanta United matchup in the MLS playoffs. It's the first time this year where they come out as losers, and I think it's deservingly so.
Yeah, and it's just not a good look because this team is built to win trophies. And when they're given an opportunity to go to the final, they lose to Atlanta United. And when they're given an opportunity to go to the final here in CONCACAF Champions, they're losing to LAFC, a team who's gotten out to a slow start in the MLS, only 2 wins in their 6 matches. So it's concerning. And when you look at the 90 minutes here, LAFC was the better team. Maybe could have gotten a second goal if Ordaz and Bouanga had just better combination.
Falcon, goal line clearance.
Falcon goal line clearance as well, man. So honestly, the question really is, does Miami get knocked out in this stage?
I wonder, man.
Second leg, obviously in Miami, but correct me if I'm wrong, we might need to pull this up, but I think away goals are in play in CONCACAF Champions Cup. So that means LAFC just need a draw.
Yeah.
Any draw, and they automatically go through.
Damn, this is vintage football here, man. I haven't thought about away goals in a long time, man.
I don't like it, man. We're in the future, and I'm even thinking about away goals.
They get 1 goal in Miami. It's over.
It's over.
This tie is over.
It's over, and that's why I'm actually going to say LA go through.
Damn. I don't like how slow Inter Miami looked today. I mean, Messi's performance I thought was okay, but I also felt like he just doesn't have the runners alongside him to really consistently impose themselves like how we saw in those early iterations of Inter Miami, or at least last year when he had initially arrived.
Yeah.
I feel like we're seeing a slower team around him that doesn't work to his best strengths. Went 0 for 3 on free kicks today.
Yeah.
Tough. I mean, I got into a point where I expect them to make those. That's just greatness. That's
True,
genius.
true.
But tough to see that.
Yeah.
Cool to see the Messi Lloris. You could say rivalry still going on. 3 years after that incredible FIFA World Cup final, some familiar faces. But I think all in all, this Inter Miami side just looked very, very slow today. And I also am concerned about what they can do at home. The thing is, I don't see this LAFC side as that great either. So I don't see this 1-0 lead as an insurmountable thing to overcome.
Right.
I think at home, they play with more confidence. Suarez's knee maybe hold up better. Maybe he's running a little faster.
Maybe.
And Messi just looks better on the ball overall. I'm going to go Inter Miami getting the result at home to come back against this LAFC side.
I do see Miami playing much better in that second leg. They're usually better at home as well. I just trust LAFC to not concede too many and just get 1 goal. I think that's what's going to happen, and that 1 away goal is going to be enough, because what I was really impressed with today was the defensive scheme from LAFC, man. They clogged up the middle knowing the point that you just made. Miami don't have width. They just don't have it. Talasco Segovia likes to cut inside, so they were able to shore him up. Messi plays in the pocket, so they were able to defend him well. Luis Suarez just stays up top centrally. All of their weapons come from a central position. Yannick Bright, who was good today, but he couldn't get anything going as he plays from a central position. Fafo Pico was all right, but if he's the only guy you have to worry about from the wide perspectives, you're fine.
Yeah.
I will say Miami did look better when Rob Taylor and Kremaski came on in the 70th minute. They need to start in this next game. I just thought they were much more impactful than Segovia and Pico. That will give them a good opportunity. Maybe they get 2 goals in the first 30 minutes, and then LAFC will be struggling to get a goal back. That's how I think Miami can go through. Whether the changes happen or not, I'm not sure. But I still think LAFC is going to grind this one out.
No, I could see that. Their defense was good now that I really think about it. There are moments where Messi was on the ball. He had like 2-3 people surrounding him.
Yeah.
And then he kind of just essentially gave up. He couldn't find the runners. He couldn't find the space to do anything impactful. So he just got rid of the ball and it didn't go anywhere. It happened multiple times. Their defense was good. So that probably is the best part of this LAFC team going forward for the season, because offensively, man, I do think they've lost a little bit of a spark that they used to have, man. Like, completely, dude.
Dude, I don't know what happened, but after Leagues Cup 2024, LAFC's offense has completely gone ghost. Ghost, bro. And it's why we didn't consider them as threats in the MLS playoffs, because their offense is completely gone. They just don't have that fluidity anymore, that danger, that threat. And it's gotten to the point where I'm having to look to see if Bouanga actually scored 20 goals for 2 seasons in a row. Because, dude,
he did, bro.
He did.
Yeah.
He did, but it just doesn't look like it anymore. It looks like he got at most 10. It's not his fault. I really just do think it's the midfield combination with the front three. But LAFC's offense is gone, man. It's completely gone. Their defense completely makes up for it to make them competitive. But, man, the way LAFC used to move that ball, bro.
Yep.
The way they used to move that ball, it's shocking how poorly they play offense now.
For me, it's the counterattacking, man. They used to be a really fun team to watch out the counterattack, going back to the Carlos Vela prime days, to even Dennis Bouanga becoming part of this team. And then Bogusz last season was a great part of this team as well. It's not there whatsoever. And there are moments where Bouanga would get frustrated, where he wouldn't get, there's a clear chance for a counterattack, especially like the last 10 minutes when Inter Miami was pushing forward. And there are moments where I could see Bouanga show that frustration, that like he wouldn't get the ball in transition, or the defense would opt to just completely kick the ball out of bounds rather than try to play counterattacking football. I don't think that's part of their identity anymore, which is crazy, because it has been so crucial to their success in like the past 6 seasons, honestly. Credit to Nathan Ordaz, though. Let's just highlight the goal to get the winner today. 1-0. Beautiful slit finish down the right side. 21 years old from El Salvador. Scoring for LAFC here.
These are great goal. I loved the replays because it really showed me how wide that ball started, because it just snuck right inside that post to surprise Ustari. What a beautiful goal from Ordaz.
Yeah, and so LAFC goes on to win 1-0. Nabbing that victory in front of Kendall Jenner, man. That's big for Nathan Ordaz, man.
Big.
Imagine that.
I just wish there was more goals for all those people.
For all the people in attendance?
Yeah, because 1-0, poor performance from Miami. It's not what you want to see.
Next up, we had the highest scoring CONCACAF Champions Cup quarterfinal match. 1-1.
Yeah.
Pumas versus Vancouver in Vancouver at BC Place, future World Cup host stadium. Lights going off in the 67th minute, brother.
Dude, that's crazy, man. I think they forgot to get their lights guy for the day, and they just had to get a janitor to do it or something.
Shit, bro.
They forgot they had a game today, bro. they got a fan to control the lights, man.
Imagine that happened in the World Cup, though. It's crazy, dude. I'm scared. I don't know if I can trust the Canadians.
No, you can.
All right, man.
You can. For World Cup, you can.
All right. Where I couldn't trust the Canadians was on the pitch, because that first half ultimately didn't really have anything happen. I can't think of an impactful situation that happened that was a clear opportunity. We got more action in the second half with White getting at the end of the ball after a really bad goalkeeper rush, out of my opinion, off of a corner kick where just chaos ensued. The ball jumbles in the box and ultimately ends up in the back of the net for the Vancouver Whitecaps to go up 1-0.
It was a really scrappy goal, and up until that point, a pretty scrappy affair where I thought Vancouver actually had more of the ball and were bossing the game just a little bit more. Pumas were more reactive, so in that way, I wasn't surprised, because Vancouver have gotten off to a really good start, but Alex Padilla, on loan from Athletic, first off, you couldn't find any European club. You couldn't find any...
I see why now, bro.
Any European club. There's 50 European countries, and you come back to Mexico?
Yeah.
That surprises me, bro. Especially when you're at a big club like Athletic.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. And... not just the error on the goal, dude. There were some weird rush outs from him throughout the entire match. I counted 3 clear errors from Padilla. Kind of makes up for it with the save at the end from Sabi, but I still think the header could have been better from Sabi. It was a big opportunity for Vancouver to actually get the win that, in my opinion, I thought they deserved. I think Vancouver deserved to win the game. but it was Carrasquilla with a beautiful goal. My goodness, pure class, absolutely nothing the defense of the goalkeeper could do. And it's just that one brilliant moment that got Pumas his point.
I will say on the Sabi missed opportunity, even then, I still feel like Padilla got lucky, bro. He got lucky because he tried to shepherd that ball out, but he was soft with his approach there. Hits the post and goes out. I think a better goalkeeper clears that out completely without risking it hitting the post. But Sabi should have made it. They could have won this game.
Should have made it, man.
Lights out in the 67th minute. Carrasquilla tries to turn him off himself with an incredible goal, bro. What a finish. The class and technique. I mean, that to me is just peak Carrasquilla in a nutshell. A dude that has so much technique and class on the ball, moments of brilliance in him. And I think this is why, Pumas went out to sign him from Houston Dynamo, was for moments like these in big stage, big matches. Carrasquilla, you could see that ball just coming the entire way, coming all the way to him, and no one getting at the end of it except him. The finish was superb, stunned the defense, ties it 1-1, and away goals do matter a lot here in this tournament. This ends up giving Pumas essentially a very big advantage going into the next match.
I think Vancouver are going to pull this off, though. I really do think so. Yes, going to Mexico is a big task for MLS teams.
Big, bro.
But I think Vancouver is going to be able to do it against a not so great Pumas. That's why I'm saying it. If Pumas was better, then I would just easily give this to Pumas. Or if they had a better defense like Tigres, obviously I'd easily give it to them. But I'm not fully convinced with this Pumas team. I'm really not. Vancouver should have won this game. The game will be tight in Mexico, but I think Vancouver's going to pull this off. Maybe it's in penalties, right? Maybe it's a really tight affair, but I think they will find a way. Either way, though, I'm loving this Mexico-Canada rivalry, man. That's kind of shaping up at international stage. Now at club level, game gets chippy late in this match. I'm loving it, bro. But I will say a big miss if you're a Vancouver fan is your best player. Ryan Gold, Scottish player. I don't know if he's going to be healthy next week, and it's just a huge miss because I think if he's on the pitch today, they actually easily win, maybe by a goal or two. He's such an X factor for this Vancouver offense. He's a big miss, but even without him, they're still able to nearly win. It'll be tight, but if he's on the pitch, this would easily be Vancouver's.
Yeah, Vancouver Whitecaps want to make history here. I mean, we got to keep in mind that in this tournament, MLS teams have only won the title twice since the year 2000, the most recent one being the Seattle Sounders in 2022. Vancouver Whitecaps are, trying to overcome decades of disappointing results in this tournament. You go to Mexico, this is where you have to overcome that. This is where you got to get that result. I've mentioned that one of my biggest criticisms with Leagues Cup is that, you don't get to play those games in Mexico and see the Mexican crowds. And in a way, I do think that favors U.S. teams. But now here, I mean, this is the opportunity to show that you deserve to go into the semifinals of the CONCACAF Champions League, Champions Cup, if you will. I just get scared with the history behind the tournament. I get scared about the Vancouver Whitecaps specifically. They're not a big team in the MLS. They don't have big players, I would say, that are big in these moments. But you're right. They can overcome that. They can become that. They're playing great at the MLS right now. Yeah. I just think that the home factor, Pumas getting that away goal, it's huge, bro. It's huge, and it gives them a little bit more of a safety net going into the second match than Vancouver has.
Vancouver get 2 away goals.
If they do that, though, then that means they're a true contender if they do that. That's tough to do in Mexico, bro.
Yeah.
So if they do that, I will be on board. Before the game, I'm going Pumas, man. I am. I'm sticking to the Mexican bias here, if you will.